or he's broken free. He's broken his fetters.
I don't think
I support.
I don't think the president was ever a slave to Israel, and I think characterizing it as that was not fair. I'm friends with 8 years ago. I became friends with Bibi Netanyahu's son Yair.
Yeah,
he's a nice guy. There was a moment in time.
Is he fighting in Lebanon right now?
I actually haven't talked to him in a while, man.
Oh, I think he's in Miami, but whatever. Okay.
I don't think he's in Miami. I invited him to my wedding. So for the people who call me anti-Semitic, I invited the prime minister.
They're calling you anti-Semitic.
They call me anti-Semitic now. So I invited the prime minister of Israel's son to my wedding because, and he's a friend of mine.
Yeah.
But there was a moment in time where
I know him for the record.
The president, after the 2020 election, and, didn't have a great relationship with Bibi. Bibi was the first world leader to congratulate Joe Biden.
I remember
after the rigged 2020 election, and I think that's made people feel a little bit different about that relationship. The president now has a great working relationship with him, but he's certainly not a slave to Bibi or a slave to Israel. And I think people who suggest that are not being fair.
I've been unfair many times in my life, and I've overstated things dramatically many times, and I certainly have been mean, and I really regret that. So I just want to offer another blanket apology for my bad behavior. Those are my main sins. But I still don't get it. Why, if no one in your cabinet is enthusiastic about this, no one in your intel services says, yes, they're on the brink of sending a nuclear-tipped ICBM into Miami. If all of them are that's not true, you turn and you take Israeli intelligence, which is fraudulent, obviously fraudulent, and act on that. What is that?
It also goes back to instincts. Again, the president has been on this position for 30 years. But
we had a war in June that he said ended the Iran nuclear program. I talked to him constantly about that, and he's like, no, we're done. We're done. And then a few months later, we're ramping up for another war. And I was like, well, I thought we eliminated that.
Well,
you can see why I'd be mystified.
Sure.
Slavery was the most obvious explanation, but maybe I'm wrong.
It's certainly not slavery. It's certainly not slavery. I think it's the president's instincts, and the president wanted to do it. And so he did it. And, there's this report that he's telling people, I'm president and you're not, right?
Yeah.
So, you have people on your team. Sometimes you listen to them. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you want their opinion. Sometimes you don't. And, you do it with your show. I do it with my company.
I totally agree. So, well, that's clearly true.
It was the president's instincts. It certainly wasn't blackmail related to Epstein. It certainly wasn't being a slave to a foreign country. So I think that...
But I felt that I respect Trump's instincts. They made him president twice. He's had an amazing life. And I think it's been on the basis of his instincts.
Yeah.
So I have maximum respect for Trump's instincts and for his understanding of people and for power dynamics. The guy has got X-ray vision. He's not good on details sometimes, but he's incredibly precise in his big picture understanding of people. And I felt that he went against his own instincts in launching this war. He knew the risks. He's not a crazy risk taker, actually. He talks a big game. This is my analysis anyway, but he's not actually that reckless. Really, he's been successful. You can't live for 80 years and be that reckless, right? This was really reckless. And I felt that he didn't want to do it. I can't read his soul. Maybe he really secretly did want to do it. That was definitely not my impression, having talked to him a lot about it. So then I'm like, okay, you didn't want to do it. No one around you wanted to do it. Why'd you do it?
I believe the president did want to eliminate their nuclear capabilities. And he also eliminated their ability to have a Navy and an Air Force and a missile program.
Cares?
So, he did it. And now the excursion, I don't even like to call it a war because it was a 90-day blip. And yes, we sadly lost some lives, and God rest their souls. But the excursion, as it appears to be coming to an end. And I can't imagine that these hysterical voices on social media are going to prolong it. So